That's a really good win. It's a really good win against a team that was ready to go. You know, they were ready to play us, and they knew. You know, I think we took a really good punch from them. You know, they were on the road on Thursday. They sat a lot of people down the stretch. They were going to come at us, and you know, I thought that we were kind of disjointed for a lot of that game early on, and then the fourth quarter we just buckled down, and we were much more solid, and you know, just fought together, made some really big shots from a lot of different people. You know, it was pretty good basketball there down the stretch. They were in a really good set to go up one, and then you know, Kristen made a nice play driving it to the rim. I thought they were going to foul, honestly. I thought they were going to foul again. So I would like to take credit that I drew something up that was really good, but we had something drawn up after they fouled. You know, we were going to show that. We thought they were going to foul, then we were going to run the play. And you know, they never stopped Kristen, and she did the right thing, just attack the rim and see what happens. And what a big play. Shayna hit a big shot. I thought Kia had a great weekend for us. Boy, she was active. I mean, she had 8 rebounds at 5'6". How tall are you?
5'7".
You're 5'7". She makes it look like, you know, I missed that by 3 inches. I missed by 1 inch. But she was really active, and she can be a really special player here. So good win for us, and obviously a great weekend that you know, honestly, basically nobody thought that was going to happen. Really, I mean, you know. Now, the last question I got the other day was, you know, is this maturity? Well, I'm real close to saying it's maturity, but I guess now second time's the charm. Now I'd like to see it again, okay? Which you're never really satisfied, but that we did not back down. You know, we did not back down, and that is a position. They tried to put us in a position where we would back down multiple times, and we didn't. And you know, when you do that, sometimes you find a way. We did it 63-62. So it's always been a goal of mine. I like to ramble. Shayna knows that. It's always been a goal of mine that this was a really hard place to play for people, and we haven't been there until maybe this weekend. You know, and I think that they're on my page now with that. Charlotte almost got it done, but it was going to take them 39 minutes and 57 seconds. You know, and that's a hat tip to them. They've been on the road for 5 days. I mean, they brought it to get where they were, and if that is my goal, is when you come in here, you may get us, but it ain't going to be because we lay down. And we did that both games this weekend, and honestly, we hadn't really done that. We were taking off early. Like, all of our wins to this point have basically been run away early and then just hold on. You know, not really hold on. I mean, typically we just keep it there. You know, this weekend was, you know, against 2 really good teams. There were basketball games where we had to gut it for 40 minutes, and we had to make plays on both ends of the floor to win the game, and we finally did that. You know, we finally did that.
You know, they go on a 7-0 spurt, I think maybe a 9-2 run to take a 5-point lead, and you all have a little bit of a discombobulated possession.
We don't have any discombobulated possessions. I don't know what you're talking about. That was exactly how we wanted it done.
But
the fadeaway in the corner?
Yeah, at the point that Kristen hits that, like,
Who drove it up?
do you all sort of get the sense that, hey, this is ours? Like, it's supposed to be like this. She hits a shot like that, we can't lose it.
Are you asking me?
Yeah, I'm asking you right now. I'm looking at you.
Yeah, just like Coach said, we just got to play hard and play to the buzzer rings out. We gathered right before, it was like after my 3, we were about to go down and play defense. We gathered and was like, you know what, we got 10 seconds left. This game is supposed to be ours with all the craziness that's happened in this game. Just stay focused. Well, they hit that shot, and then we had like 8 seconds to go, and he huddled us again. And we went out there and we huddled, and it was like, it's supposed to be this way. Let's get it done. And we got it done.
The mental test. Mental's not been your all's strong suit at times. I don't think I'm, breaking any new ground.
I agree with that. The Kristen Mayo fadeaway was exactly what we wanted, but mental toughness has been a bit of an issue. You're right.
To see the growth, not only Thursday, but that leads into,
Oh, thank God.
yeah, you were getting
It
called
was
on.
coming from my foot.
To see the mental fortitude grow from Thursday to Saturday and to see it not lack off, how important is that moving forward in college football?
I just hope they learned it all the way, because we grew up a lot. I mean, we grew up a lot in 2 games. What is the difference? I don't know what the difference is. I have no. I mean, I guess they just finally wrap their heads around this is the way it's going to have to be. This is the way it's going to have to be. But they were focused. We've been better in practice. We had little individual meetings, and I told them, y'all, everybody in here's got to be a little bit better, and then our team's a heck of a lot better. And you don't. And I don't. Sometimes I say things, and they don't listen, but they might have listened when they were in my office, because we were probably not a little bit better. We were probably a lot better. A lot better. And that's a good basketball team. It's same. I'm not making that up. That's a good basketball team. It's a good basketball team who'd won 10 in a row against us. 10 in a row. So, Old Dominion the other day, that's a good basketball team. This one, that's a good basketball team who put us in a bad way at the end. We put them in a bad way. They punched right back. And we made a play, and then we got one stop. So that's a great weekend. And my message in the last 24 hours has been: does the Old Dominion thing make you happy or hungry? Hungry. That's the answer.
Kia, your first weekend of Conference USA play. Talk about that a little bit, just because everything amps up, but you don't know until you get there. What's it been like for you?
At first I was nervous, but I just trusted my teammates. Our seniors have been very good leaders, and so when I get on the floor, they just told me, like, I got this, like, make us hustle up, bring the energy, and then I just lead by example from Shayna and all the seniors.
Coach, you look at the stat sheet, and to give up 2 second chance points to a team, I mean, Phillips is athletic, long.
Yes, she is.
You're undersized in several spots right now. Just how much is that just a credit to the heart aspect and just, again, the mental side of, if we give up an offensive rebound, don't get your head down, go back to work.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's right. I think, we're pretty small, and that's not right now. That's going to be the way it is. And yet they just have to fight. I think it was extremely hard for both those teams to get anything in the paint. Now, they did. Both teams did that we just played, but they were not uncontested. They had, all of our little gnats in there, reaching, grabbing, swinging, whatever, and that makes it hard. And if you stay in place, people miss. If you stop your feet and you quit, they make them every time. But if you if you do that, they'll miss a whole bunch of them. And I think that our defensive field goal percentage was not where I wanted today. We gave it 43.9, but if that's the top end of our bad, we'll be okay. We gave up 48, 62, so that's 56. Quick math right there, average on the weekend. If we can do that, we'll be in a lot of games. If we give up around 50 to 60, we can score. We can score, and I think we can play better on offense. I don't think either team got our best offensive game. We thought we were going to score 120 points tonight when we came out of the locker room. That was our mentality. It's going to be 120 to 46. And then I thought in the fourth quarter we finally figured out, okay, yeah, they're pretty good too. So it's probably going to take ball movement, patience, execution, and we still weren't exactly right on some of that stuff, but we were better. We were better.
Shayna, for you, preseason poll came out back in October. You're chosen 13th. To come out of the first weekend 2-0, sort of send a statement. What does that mean to you as a senior that's sort of been through, the ups and downs and everything in between?
Means a lot. That's what's been in the back of my head, back of my mind since this started. I've even told my teammates, and they're behind me 100%. They agree. I have in my room at the bottom of my whiteboard. It's not even got my homework. It don't have nothing on it, but it says Marshall was ranked 13th in the preseason poll, and I look at it every time I go out the door to remind me of what I'm playing for and what we are playing for.
That's a motivation then.
Yeah, definitely. I hope that, people in the league see what happened this weekend and they don't, what they call sleep on us.
Yeah, and I will say this, when we start Monday, we need to go right back to being hungry. I mean, we're gonna go to a place that is dang near impossible to play on Saturday. I mean, don't get it twisted. We need to be humble. We need to be humble because there's a heck of a lot of season left. And they need to enjoy this weekend. They had a really good weekend and they fought like crazy with each other, and that's good from my perspective. And yet, what a huge challenge next Saturday to honestly, I'd just like to keep our heads. I'd like to walk on the bus at Western Kentucky with everybody's head, not exploded, which usually what happens at Western Kentucky. We just coach people that they don't even look like the same person when you get them on the bus. And then they come back to being normal after Western. But that is a tough place to play for Marshall, for Louisville, for whoever goes in there. And that game comes at a really good place for us now because it's going to be a new huge challenge of how to remain level-headed with being 2-0 and now go play at a place that basically nobody wins at. Every once in a while somebody goes in there and wins, but going in there sky high thinking that we're going to pass 2 times and make it 3, that ain't the way it's going to happen. I mean, that is not going to happen. They throw a bunch of different defenses at you. They keep you off balance. Can't run anything. And if you don't make good decisions, they just run you right back on the bus. And they've done it for years. So, I mean, are you happy? Are you hungry? And then we did a nice job doing what I wanted them to do this weekend for the most part. Can they do it again in a really tough place?
Did you ever dream at this stage in the season you'd be 8-7?
We probably could have been better, quite frankly.
You never dreamed that.
I'm happy with this weekend, I'll tell you that.
Oh, yeah.
But I knew when I saw the schedule, starting at home really helps.
Yeah.
When you get Conference USA games at home, that really helps. When you guys start somewhere else, and I mean, those 2 teams just found that out. I mean, Old Dominion had 1 games on the road. I'm not exactly sure on Charlotte where their 8 wins had come from. But, I knew when it came out, that's a huge weekend for us. And I don't look at things and go, we have to win this, we got to win that. I look at things more generally like we need to play well that weekend. Because I think well gets it done a lot of times, or good, or tough, whatever those words are. I don't tell people you have to win this game or that. We need to play good. But I knew a long time ago that this was a big weekend because we turn around and go right back to West. If we don't fight, take out wins and losses. We don't fight this weekend, then we got to go to Western. Then you got to go to Florida. I mean, if you don't learn how to fight now, then you got to learn how to fight on the road, and that's a heck of a lot harder, But we've put ourselves in a nice place, and we got a heck of a lot more season to go. Whole bunch of season to go. But there wasn't anybody in our league that thought Marshall would be 2-0. And that's okay. But I probably agree with that. If you look at what we did last year, I don't know that anybody slighted us. They looked at it and that made sense. And we're still there. We're still there until we earn our way out of it after 16 games.
Two-part question. One, talk to us about that fantastic shot that you made at the end of the game. And then answer that question. I've got a second question for you. What happened in that sequence?
I had trust in from my coach and my teammates to get the ball down the stretch. We ran, I don't remember what we ran,
No,
I'm not
don't
gonna-
say it.
I know, I'm not gonna say
Everybody
it.
knows what it's called.
But, I done a little spin move, and she thought I pushed off, and I guess she was talking to the ref as I was shooting the three, so I took it, and it went in.
No, I called something else, and she kind of looked at me and said, all right. And the reason why I went with her, because she had a better weekend at that. You know, I'm going to be pretty pointed. She didn't force it all weekend. I'll go back and watch. She forced a couple. She didn't force it all weekend. I would have stuck with it if she would have forced it like crazy all weekend. But she didn't try to make every stinking play for Marshall in the whole fourth quarter. And if she'll play like that, then our team's good. So when you've got a really good player and somebody that can score like that, if she's calm when she tells me, hey, then I'll go, all right. And it worked. All right, did you hear that?
Yeah.
All right.
If that play had gone as you maybe thought it would, where you would score off the dribble drive, was that what you were trying to do?
Yes.
I mean, that defender just stepped in front of you and stonewalled.
Oh, sorry, you're talking to her.
Yeah, I'm talking to her.
My bad, I'm sorry.
That was a heck of a spin move and
Thank
an
you.
elevation on top of that. So there was a little bit of an adjustment, or did you anticipate being stopped and you were going to have to be airborne?
I kind of figured down the stretch Charlotte would kind of key on me because they probably think, that's who they're going to go to. But I was watching the girl guarding me, and I was watching the girl guarding the one I went off of, and she didn't help, and I got around Mementos, so I just took what the defense gave me.
My second question is, going back to any youth ball and any ball that you played on the island when you were in high school, how would you rank this as an absolutely scintillating, significant shot?
I don't know, because I've never really hit a shot like that before. I've took a lot of shots in my career, but playing on the island, I've never shot what you would call almost a buzzer beater. So,
That's your first one?
yeah,
It's a great one.
thank you, I appreciate it.
That was a big one. They hit a big one. We hit another
Yeah,
big one.
so-
I mean, there was some offense at the end, and that's a good day.
Your ability to take things that was back and forth, the momentum switching back and forth, and all of a sudden turn that thing in your favor speaks well to the maturing ball club.
Agreed. Grew up a
Yeah,
lot.
for the, you knew that you had a starting unit with experience back, but for them to step up, those that had never been in conference play, I mean, you look and I think 14 points, 17 boards off the bench.
Yeah.
Just, you knew that you needed that to be able to sustain success in CUSA, to get that the first weekend out, and did you expect them to be as far along as they are right now?
Well, we weren't very far along until about 80 minutes ago. That's the thing, is they came a long ways to get them done in the last two games. So, and I guess I'm speaking about the whole squad there, but we have better depth now. And last year was hard, and this year ain't over. And that's what, look, we're 2-0, who cares now? What does it matter, okay? But we just didn't have much depth last year. We were little, it was pretty tough. And it's not that way anymore. We're a lot more physical, multiple positions, we're athletic. So when something like Ashley goes on, it is possible for us to withstand it. And we showed that this weekend. But people are going to come for our interior. That's going to come, and our guards have got to be great on the ball, and I thought we were pretty darn good with our on-ball defense across the board this weekend. But the group, there's a lot more players in there that can impact the Conference USA game, top to bottom. Yvonne, I thought, played good minutes the other day. Tan, I thought, was very good. Bree was in there tonight. Ariel Atkins makes threes every day in practice. Every day in practice. So I'm proud of them all. They're all extremely important. Extremely important.
Kia, for you, what do you and Princess and Lorelai, what have you all said to each other trying to get ready for these moments? Because it seems like there's a cohesion and an energy about you all that whenever you all do come in, there isn't a drop off, which is what you want.
we just like want to go in and try to make an impact on the game and try to bring the energy up in the team just so we can come together. And I feel like we just bring heart so like everybody, so we can bring hustle plays and just fight more than the other team.